I guess first I want to acknowledge that again, like I said previously, that having my privacy snatched from me made me value it. And so I would say that that's one of the things that prison has changed me. I was a lot more social before, and now I'm not so much. And truth be told, it's become to the point to where being alone. I've never been one of these people who needed to be in the mix, right? I was always cool with Chris, always cool with just Chris. So that's never been a problem. But now, so it may be to the point to where it may even be clinical, because after having that, I value it so much that there are opportunities and moments that have gone by because I don't want to be bothered. My PTSD, as far as being in there, um, I did see some violence, you know, and I've had to get motherfuckers off of me, as far as like somebody like coming to touching my shit. I've had, altercations in there, like this ain't yours. And a fight comes with that, so that type of shit, being on guard so much, because even though it wasn't like I was in gladiator school type of prison. I wasn't at San Quentin or Rikers Island, so I don't want to do that. But I know that you're surrounded by men. The threat of violence is always looming. It's a racial caste system in there that's always looming. And so, and the episodes of violence that I had to go through, those were things that I had mentally prepared for because I was always on guard, and maybe even hypersensitive to, making sure that don't nothing go sideways at my expense. And that's something I also want to touch on. Like, okay, so I can't remember exactly what happened, but there was a riot of many. There was about to be a riot on the yard, and I forgot what started it, but I know that you got the blacks, you got the Mexican Americans, which would be the Chicanos. You got the Woods, Packer Woods, which would be the white boys, and then you got the Paisas, which are the Mexican illegal immigrants or Mexicans or whatever the fuck. So something happened, and all the blacks, we were on the basketball court, like all of us, and I had stood up on the bench table so I can get an aerial view of what was going on. And these motherfuckers were forming like you see them ancient war Roman movies where they all have these blocks of people marching, and so they were forming. Oh, I think it was the white boys versus the Pisces for whatever reason. And so seeing all this sea of people, and the blacks were just a speck. And I said to myself in a joking way, I'm like, God damn it, I'm gonna die in this bitch today. And because that's just how it was. But luckily, they broke all that shit up, the guards, steered all that shit. But when I looked at that, that was the first time, like, I wasn't scared, but I had come to grips with the fact that that day was my last day, because we didn't stand a chance. We were going to get slaughtered, just off of sheer numbers. Even though the beef wasn't for us, but don't nobody leave us the fuck alone. Like them other groups, their entire prison existence, their prison rules is all about us. What they can't do with us, like they have laws that says you cannot fight a black person one on one. You can't let a black person do this. No black this, black that. The motherfucker. What? Yes, yes. They had that rule. Like it was down to the haircut. The Mexicans couldn't get fades. They called that the mayato or whatever the fuck. They said getting your hair cut like a black person. Like all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? And as blacks, we ain't tripping. We have rules like don't be on no fuck shit. Right. But like those other groups, man, they extort each other. They molest each other. Like all of that shit. And with blacks is like, hey, look, man, here's this, here's that. Don't fuck up. And don't fuck with them. But yeah, like they hold like it was so many rules. Now you get motherfuckers who break those rules as far as interacting, but when it comes down to it, when I saw that shit and it was just waves of people, and it's like maybe 80 of us, and it's like 300 here, and I'm like, it's over.